Hello, everyone. What if I told you that the Canadian Charter is not law in Canada? I'm guessing you'd say, come on, Shade, what are you talking about? Well, let's go to this section right here. It says, all laws need royal assent. I'm going to scroll up. I'm on a website, a Government of Canada website, talking about our legal system, right? And where our legal system comes from. And I was Googling essentially, or searching for, how do laws come to be? And you'll see that right here, how Parliament makes laws. And they give you an example of how they do it. So I'll let you read through this here yourself. You'll see, like, for example, section 2, they would draft the proposed law, right? They're giving an example. Look at section 5. It says the bill becomes law if it is approved by a majority in both the House of Commons and the Senate. It also needs to be assented to, we'll talk about that in a moment, by the Governor General in the name of the Queen. All laws need royal assent, period. Let me repeat that. All laws need royal assent. Now, does the Charter have royal assent? Answer? No. This might be a pretty picture, but no, it doesn't have it. You won't see it anywhere. It's not here. Here's a PDF version. See? I know it looks cheesy, but it's Canadian Charter of Rights, PDF version. This is the kind you might print off. There's nothing about it having royal assent. And just in case, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom just so you can see. I will try to provide links, guys, either in the comment section or the description box. This was updated March 3rd, 2017. So, what does it look like usually if they say that it has royal assent? Well, let me give you the Canadian Bill of Rights, for example. Assented to, 1960. This is the one I always invoke. How about, for example, Bill S-201? This is the bill that doesn't allow them to stick Q-tips up in your face without your consent. What does it say here? Assented to. I don't see that anywhere on the Charter. I looked, I Googled, I searched. I always come up with it never received royal assent. So you might be saying, well, how does this help us? Well, let me tell you briefly. The Canadian Bill of Rights, which does have royal assent, has no loopholes, no exceptions to your rights. And I intend to go into greater detail about this in the next video. But I want you to recognize that the Charter itself might indeed be smoke and mirrors because it doesn't have royal assent. And look at section 1 of the Charter. Okay, this is Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And again, you don't see anywhere here where it says it has royal assent. And look at the first provision in the Charter. This is the one that Junior is going around beating people up with. Because it says in provision 1, the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms guarantees the rights and freedoms set out in it, subject only to, oh, we have an exception? Subject only to such reasonable limits. Uh-oh. Well, what's a reasonable limit? They get to decide what that is. See? And if you disagree, well, that doesn't matter because we've said we have reasonable limits. Now, you can have your day in court, but you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. See that? That's the difference here. And let's continue. Prescribed by law as can be demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society. Uh-oh, here we have it again. We have demonstrably justified. Well, what if you say that it's not justified, guys, but they say that it is? Guess what? We're going to say that, yes, we can come down on your rights and we can remove and limit your freedoms. Okay, we get to do that. And if you disagree, you can have your day in court. However, that might not happen for 2 or 4 or 7 years. And then you say, well, I can't afford to wait 7 years. And they go, then just do what we say. See, this is guilty till proven innocent. And that's how they oppress you because you can't afford to do it, right? Maybe that's why this didn't receive royal assent. conjecture on my part, but what's not conjecture is this doesn't have royal assent. And this is the loophole that Senior T put in. And there it is. In 1981, he put this in there. This section out the gate tells you that you have reasonable limits on your freedoms if we say so. And as long as we can demonstrably justify it. And yes, I highlighted the word demon because this is a devilish clause. This is about our rights and freedoms. And he says they're subject to reasonable limits, but there's no definition of reasonable limits, which creates a situation where you're guilty until you're proven innocent. Not so in the Canadian Bill of Rights. Not so. No, no, no. Our rights cannot be deprived thereof except by due process of law. This is innocent until proven guilty. There's a big difference. Give you an example. You're pulled over by the police, for example. They charge you with careless driving. You disagree, you take it to court. In the meantime, you get to keep driving. Not so with the charter. With the charter, they say, no, no, you're guilty and you have to prove yourself innocent. See? That's why it's devilish. It's in reverse. Look, I'm not a lawyer. I am just a God-fearing, Jesus Christ believing Christian. I've screwed up as many times as you have. But I do believe and worship Jesus. He's my God. And he set the example. For example, with the adulterous woman, he defends those who are being oppressed. Why was she being oppressed? They were charging her with adultery. Where's the partner? Where's the man? They were condemning her under the law while breaking the law themselves. And he gave her mercy. He defended her and he scolded those with the power. I'm not a lawyer. I need you to know that. But I do know how to read. And this says all laws need royal assent. And this is a Canadian website, a Government of Canada website. And under the heading of how a parliament makes laws, it literally says, these 5 words say, all laws need royal assent. The Canadian Bill of Rights has it. Bill S-201 has it. The Charter doesn't. It's that simple. What am I saying? Well, I'll tell you this much. The next video, I'm going to go through this Bill of Rights and really detail how it doesn't have any loopholes, no exceptions to those rights. And that's why I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to continue to do, because this is what I have been doing. I've always invoked the Canadian Bill of Rights, because I'm not going to take this nonsense that doesn't even have royal assent, and then on top of it has a dreadful loophole, and on top of it, I'm going to be very direct. This guy was involved in making it. No, I'll take this bill with no loophole, has royal assent, and wasn't made by this guy. Yeah. So, I'm going to continue invoking my Canadian Bill of Rights, the one with royal assent, the one that has no loopholes. I leave that with you. Lord willing, I'll be able to follow up on this and really go through these rights. In the meantime, I encourage you to do so. I will try to remember to leave links in the comment section or in the description box. I do have a YouTube channel backup, guys, if you want to go there and subscribe as a backup kind of a deal. And I do have links there too. So I hope this helps you. In the meantime, thank you for listening. Grace and peace.